How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Today's word of the day is pawn. Now, the definition of the word pawn is a person or a thing manipulated and used by others or a game piece in the game of chess. A person unwittingly used in a scheme and taken advantage of by others is an example of a pawn. A chess piece that has the least value of the player is an example of a pawn. And unfortunately, in the economic game of life, there's a lot of people who, we all have been a pawn at some point in our life, meaning the quote unquote, the person on the totem pole. But it is up to you if you want to remain a pawn for the rest of your life. And that is the daily work and the daily activities and the daily things that you do on a regular basis, whether it's contributing 5 minutes, 10 minutes to an hour, or 2 hours or more a day to certain things that give you more economic options. Or a lot of times, and economic options don't even have to even mean just, I'm getting more money. A lot of times for other people that say, hey, other people get dual citizenships. There'll be a citizen in America and there'll be a citizen in Mexico or a citizen in Ghana or a citizen in the Dominican Republic, so they have options of places to where they want to live, or a citizen in Canada. A lot of people, and that's the thing that a lot of Americans I don't think talk about. A lot of people, especially Americans, have dual citizenships. A lot of Americans live abroad in other countries. They go back and forth and they enjoy the fruits of both nations. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And they have more options, and because they have more access to not only more people, but in some instances they have access to more capital because they have a relationship with not only American banks but other foreign banks at the same time. Like I said, a lot of people just don't have that mindset. It's a global economy for a reason, but a lot of people don't want to be global. All right. Now, today's quote is by Lord Jamar, one of my favorite rappers growing up and even to this day. Very intelligent man, from the New York City area. And the quote that he says is, there's a quote that the first casualty of war is truth. We are at war with our oppressor, so why be surprised when the oppressor lies to you? And I agree with this because there's been an economic war going on for a long time. Like I said, if you read the book from Andrew Yang called The War Against Normal People, and it's not even quote unquote an intentional war, it's just happening because, a lot of organizations are going to do things differently. And I've been saying this has been said before COVID-19, and COVID-19 pandemic has actually accelerated this all at the same time, meaning that AI is here and AI is going to, artificial intelligence is going to continuously grow. Not as many people are going to be needed when it comes to a lot of jobs, from whether it's white collar, blue collar, purple collar, doesn't matter anymore. Things are changing. And they've been accelerated now because of the COVID-19 economy and because of the virtual age being, growing at a tremendous pace. So the thing is, not only for, your children's sake, but for your sake, what is the game plan? If it's just, I'm just going to have a 9 to 5 and depend on that only, then I think you are in a place where you are leaving yourself vulnerable. All right. And there's millions of people. I was just talking to somebody today about, unfortunately, there's more and more food pantries are coming up, and more food pantries are coming up short and empty and whatnot. And even myself, I need to contribute, donate to specific food pantries and other organizations because people are suffering right now. It's not a game. It's nothing to make fun of. It's a lot of people. There's still millions of people that are not only out of a job, but will not have a job anytime soon because a lot of these jobs have disappeared. It's kind of like, in a sense, of 2007, where a lot of jobs disappeared and they're not coming back. And that's what we have now due to a lot of businesses cutting back, and even if they are bringing people back, the hours are being cut, and then you have a lot of technology all at the same time taking place, and then you have the situation where that's replacing jobs, and then of course you still have jobs that go to other foreign countries, and it just all goes to say that we've been in dark. I'm not going to say dark, but new territory economically in the U.S. for the last 10 to 20 years. Okay, big shifts, big changes. And and the days of getting a degree that means nothing, that's not actually going to produce a job, are over. So for those that want to get degrees in philosophy, I suggest you make it a minor or something to that effect. The way teachers are going to be paid and do business, this is not going to go anywhere. The virtual, give another 10 years, virtual school is going to be going to be the new norm. And it might even save governments money at the same time if they don't have to have and upkeep so many schools. So it's just something to think about. Talking to another person today, his son is going to school at a university and whatnot, state university. I'm not going to mention a university, and he's been, this is his freshman year, and his son is actually coming. When November comes, he's coming home, and he's not expected to go back springtime because the school's trying to see what's going to happen during the spring break and the winter break and all that good stuff. So it's a different time that we're living in now. So nobody can afford to just be a regular pawn anymore at the end of the day. Okay, you have to. Not everybody's going to be able to be the king and the queen and all that good stuff, but you can at least graduate from being a pawn. And when I think of economic pawns, I think of one thing altogether. I think of the main thing I think of at the same time is that I think of a person that they have to have a job. They've been at a place for 10, 15, 20 years, and they have to be there. They're not in a position where they can move on. Okay, they're not making economic sacrifices, and they're not socializing with enough people from an economic standpoint so that they can turn their job into an option. The people in their family, they're all just doing the same thing, trying to race to the top and play the game that the people above them are telling them to play, but they're not opening a book or looking at some videos saying, well, I can actually work my job, but yet I can find ways to make income outside of my job, and I can team up with people to do the same thing. Okay, my mindset is this: if you got a football team, that's cool, but in 2020 and beyond, you need to have an economic team as much as the next person. Okay, I wear my shirts not just for the sake of selling them or whatnot. I'm letting you know that this is the team, this is the economic team that we're on. We're on the financial intelligence team. And anytime I see somebody wearing something similar to that, they get a high five. I give them a head nod. I like that. That's what's up, etc. and so forth. Because we're living in different times. All right. Anyways, this is definitely longer than normal, but I get passionate about this stuff because the days are getting darker economically for those who want to play the game the old-fashioned way. That's all I got to say. All right. Do me a great 3 free things: like, share, and subscribe. Check out the online store as always, and have a great day, family.